I've been on a mission for years to make like quality guitars out of locally reclaimed materials that are, you know, can compete with factory-made guitars in both quality and price. The idea is that it's something that like a working-class musician could buy and gig with and you know, get the job done. Not a gimmick and not like an overpriced, you know, boutique type thing. No, like a pickup truck. It's an uphill battle because there is this level of precision that needs to be achieved, and you know, for a hack maker like me, that's really difficult. And there's a lot of time-consuming work that goes into preparing the materials and just making guitars in general. But now I have CNC capability. Now you don't need a CNC machine to make a guitar. I actually have a whole video series and several videos on my channel of different silly and practical instruments that I've made from reclaimed materials all by hand with just, you know, normal woodworking tools. This guitar right there actually is pre-CNC. I'm still working on it. If I could figure out the right way to get this machine to do certain things to get the accuracy and time-saving requirements that I need to make these guitars viable, it gives me the time to put the effort into the look and feel and making it still a handmade guitar, I think I can do it. What you're about to see here is my first attempt at incorporating some CNC technology into guitar making, just to sort of start messing with it. So let's see what happens. Guitar bodies tend to be more than 12 inches. Like this one actually is about 14 inches at its widest point. But there's enough space between to actually fit the guitar in here. You just can't cut at 14 inches, but all the cutting I need to do right now is right here in the middle. I'm going to put the neck pocket and the pickup and drill some holes to run the strings through the body. This is left over from a few months back, geez, probably 6-8 months ago, and I was messing around making guitars from hollow core doors. So I had started this body. I like it because it says there's an electrical panel, I guess. And see, this is the original bracing that was in the door. I filled in all the gaps around the edge with pieces of scrap wood which haven't been sanded in yet to give it some structure. So we've got these pieces of wood going across through the door. I'm going to cut my pickup and drill some holes so I can run the strings through the body, and it'll all be perfectly lined up, and we'll just sort of see what happens when it starts cutting. I know it's going to be either wood or air, so I'm not worried about doing any damage to anything. I'm almost done plotting out the software. I'm using VCarve Desktop by Vectric. It comes with the Piranha and it's awesome. It's a great software. The idea is I have this body, it's already cut out, and I want to find a path to put everything in it without unclamping it from the CNC and messing up the alignment. Once I had it all drawn out, I moved it all just to the left of the board so I could figure out where I need to start my router bit. I can't start it right on that corner because the pickup goes past it, so I have to measure that distance and then set the router bit up at the start point to line it up with that pickup, and then in theory everything will just line right up and cut. If I can't fit this all in and line it up, I could always do each one of these as a separate you know, job and move things around, but the idea of doing them all at once means that they'll be guaranteed to be lined up if I can get this awkward shaped guitar body in and have everything fit. Zoom out there. I have to set my start point, my zero, off of the piece of wood because this is not straight. I have the straight lines here and I have to be 0.358 inches away from this corner. So I'm sitting here with these like rulers and I'm trying to measure things out and find this stuff. I got slide, it's just crazy. And then I realized I don't have to do any of that. I can actually let the computer do all the thinking because it actually has this little brain. So if I set my zero right on that corner, it's a little bit out. So that would be my start point there, but now I actually have to come out to here. Okay, now that's my new zero, so the machine thinks that's home base. But now what I want to do is I want to send my thing to the left 0.358 inches because that's my new zero since I changed my title. Are you following all this? Yeah, look at that, I actually got it. Let's lock that as zero. Alright, what could possibly go wrong? What's really nice about these products is that they have these little touchscreens to operate them instead of having your laptop next to it and getting all dusty, and it's pretty simple. So you see I'm going to do the pickup tool path next. I'm going to load it, and that's it. Now I just hit the start button. I actually kind of nailed it with that arbitrary random depth I went. The fingerboard is just right on the body. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little block in here, but it's going to be just a tiny bit higher than that, so it'll give this a slight angle. So the strings will come up a little bit and the neck will go up a little bit as it goes in. I created a cavity for installing all the electronics and then also made a plate that fits perfectly into the hole. Now this time I set my start position in the center of the work so I could line up the location that way. Pretty good. Perfect. Look at that. My friend Andrew gave me this factory-made guitar neck. I don't know who made it, but it's got my name on it now. I had glued a block of wood where the bridge will be for strength and for something to screw it into, and the strings also run through that to the back of the body. I messed this up a little bit, which I don't get into in the video, but it all worked out in the end. Just a slight angle up, like 8-degree angle up or so. I'm pretty proud of what I accomplished here, and I know you're looking at it like, why? I intentionally sort of, you know, started at the bottom of a very steep hill with this body already being cut out, no center being on it, and forced myself to really dial in, you know, how I can use my brain and the machine's brain in conjunction. Created a guitar that it's just made out of all scraps and stuff, but it actually plays really well. It sounds pretty cool. I mean, the neck was factory made, so that saves a lot of work, and we'll get to that in the future. So mission accomplished as far as my learning experience goes. Now I'm going to step it up to phase 2. I have this bass neck that was given to me by Daniel Harju from the Country Bed Shop in Massachusetts. This is some maple from a dining table, some scrap walnut left over from a job, and some oak from a pump organ that I glued up into this blank. So what I thought I'd do was make a body for it out of this using this little CNC. And then see if I can kind of start from scratch and make life a little bit easier. So that's next, but it's going to be a little while because I have some work to get back to, you know, pay the bills and stuff. But if you like this sort of thing, you can like, share, and subscribe. That would really help me a lot. And the more that kind of stuff happens, the more time I have to spend on this. And also patreon.com/TimSway is a super huge way to help me out. Or just like drop $1 in the tip cup. You can do that too. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'm going to get back to my other work so I can get back to this work.